Welcome back class 9 to our online classes. Okay. Today we are going to study a new chapter, that is tissues, in which you will study about the both plant and animal tissues. You know what is tissue? A group of cells that has similar origin and performs a similar function is called a tissue. So what is tissue? Tissue is a group of cells, a group of similar cells that has a common origin, and perform a particular function is called a tissue. And perform a particular function means one particular work they do. Is called a tissue. Okay. Now plants are made up of plant tissues, animals are made up of animal tissues. Okay. Now what are the different types of plant tissues? So we have to first study about the plant tissue and its classification. The plant tissues are mainly classified into two main types. What are they? Meristematic tissue and number B, permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue is made up of actively dividing cells, which is capable of division and redivision to produce different parts of the plant. It helps to bring about increase in the length of the plant, and depending on the power of division, means whether the cells which makes that plant tissues can divide or not. Plant tissues are classified into two types. On which basis the classification is done? On the basis of division. If the cells making the plant tissues can divide, they are called meristematic tissue. If the cells which make the plant tissue fails to divide, they are incapable of division, it forms the permanent tissue. So meristematic tissue, again on the basis of their location, means where they are present, they are further classified into three types. What are they? Apical, lateral and intercalary. Apical meristem is the one which is present at the tip of root and shoot. Lateral meristem is the one which is present in the sides, that helps to increase the diameter or the girth of the plant. And intercalary meristem is the one which is present at the both in between the internodes. It helps to increase the length of internodes, intercalary meristems. Now permanent tissue is further classified into two types based on whether they are made up of one type of cell or more than one type of cell. They are called simple and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue is the one which is made up of only one type of cells. They are called simple permanent tissue. So if it is asked what is simple permanent tissue, simple tissue is the one which is made up of one type of cells only. And they are further classified into three types. Three types of simple permanent tissues are there in the plants. What are they? Parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. The third one is sclerenchyma. These are the three different types of simple permanent plant tissues. Parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. The complex plant tissues are the one which is made up of more than one type of cells. So there are two different types of complex permanent tissues. They are xylem and phloem. Xylem is the one which is made up of four different cells. The name are xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers, tracheids and vessels. Similarly, phloem is also a complex plant tissue which is made up of four different types of cells, and the names are sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. So this chart shows the classification of plant tissues into different types. First of all, how the plant tissues are classified on the basis of their division, whether their cells can divide or not. If the cells can divide, they are called meristematic tissue. If the cells have lost the power of division, it is called permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue is further classified into three types on the basis of their location. If they are located at the tips of roots and shoots, that is at the apex, it is called apical meristem. If they are present in the sides, it is called lateral meristem. And if it is present at the internodes, which helps to increase the length of internodes, it is called intercalary meristems. Now second one, that is permanent tissue, is the one which is made up of cells that have lost the power of division. And it is further classified into two main types, simple and complex. Simple permanent tissues are the one which is made up of only one type of cells. Complex permanent tissue is the one which is made up of more than one type of cells. Simple permanent tissue is further classified into three types, parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. And complex permanent tissue is further classified into two main types, that is xylem and phloem. Okay, now next we have to study is the meristematic tissue and its characteristics. After that, classification. Okay, now next one is meristematic tissue. What is meristematic tissue? It is made up of cells which has the power of division. Meristematic tissue. We have to study its location, characteristics. So it is a type of plant tissue, a type of plant tissue that is made up of cells that are actively dividing, or actively dividing cells that are dividing actively. So meristematic tissue is a plant tissue which is made up of actively dividing cells, cells that are dividing actively. Okay. Now where it is present? It is found, or it is present at the tip of root and shoot. Means shoot tip and root tip, as well as it is also present in the cambium. The cambium is the one which helps to increase the girth or the diameter or the thickness of the plant. Now what are some of the characteristics of meristematic tissue? It is made up of, since it is a tissue, it is made up of cells. So cells are living. First characteristics, living cells are present, means they have got the nucleus. So nucleus is present. If it is a living cell, means nucleus is present. Cells are living, nucleus is present. Now the cells may be spherical, oval, polygonal, or different shapes. The cells may be spherical, oval, polygonal, different shapes. Okay, in different shapes they are found. Now cells are isodiametric. Isodiametric means they have equal diameter. Cells are isodiametric. Cells are isodiametric with a prominent nucleus. Already I have said, with a prominent nucleus. Then next maybe cells are tightly packed and lack intercellular space. Means all the cells which makes this tissue, they are very closely packed. This intercellular space is not there. So cells are tightly packed with no intercellular space between them. With no intercellular space between them. Then the next characteristics we can write that the cells are actively dividing, metabolically active. Metabolically active. Cells are actively dividing. Actively dividing cells. The cells are actively dividing. Okay. Any more characteristics? Some of the important organelles like mitochondria, ribosomes, they are missing here. Mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and other organelles, they are absent. So next we have to study is what is the function of meristematic tissue. I'll just say, I will not write. The function of meristematic tissue is it helps to increase the length of the plant and it helps in the growth of the plant also, you can see. So function of meristematic tissue, it helps to increase the growth of the plants. Now next is types of meristematic tissue. Based on location, means where they are present in a plant body, there are three types of meristematic tissue. I will show you with the help of diagram. Like if you take this one as the plant body, the one which is present at the tip, this part, the meristematic tissue which is present here, it is called apical meristem. If it is present at the tip of the root also, like this one, this is called apical meristem only. This is the root, okay? Now the one which is present, like I am drawing here, in between the nodes from here to here, in the side if it is present like this one is the left. This is called the lateral meristematic tissue, the one which is shown in the side. And intercalary meristem, the one which is present at the base of the nodes. If suppose leaf is here, at the base of the nodes, here it is present, that is called intercalary meristem. So this one you can draw it here also, intercalary meristems. Okay, apical meristem present at the tip of the shoot and the root. In the sides, it is called the lateral meristematic tissue. The one which is present at the base of the nodes, which helps to increase the length of internode, that is called intercalary meristem. So what are the three types? Number one is apical meristems. Number B, it is known as lateral meristematic tissue. And number C, it is known as intercalary meristems. So each of them has a function. Apical meristem helps to increase the length of the plant, the length of the roots and the shoots. Lateral meristem, it helps to increase the diameter or girth of the plant increases. It helps to increase the girth of the plant. And intercalary meristems, it helps in the elongation of nodes. It helps to increase the length of internodes. What is internode? The leafless portion of the stem is called internode. Means it helps to increase the length of the stem. Okay? It helps to increase the length of internode. Internode means the gap between the two nodes. What is node? Node is the part of the stem from where the leaf arises. So I will just write it. Node, part of the stem from where the leaf arises. Part of the stem from where a leaf arises. Okay, now one term is there. What is histology? Branch of biology, history I am writing. Histology. Okay, the branch of biology which deals with the study of tissue is called histology. Okay. What is histology? Branch of biology that deals with the study of tissue. Branch of biology that deals with the study of tissue. It's called histology. Now, who gave this word tissue and who is known as the father of histology? The father of histology is Bichat. The tissue word was given by the scientist name Bichat, Bichat, and he is also known as the father of histology. Okay, this person is known as, Bichat is known as the father of histology. Okay, so today up to this much only. You try to complete the question answers of the previous chapter. I will give you the picture of the exercises and then we can continue with the next type of tissues in the next class. Okay.